Hey guys, it's the Flippin Hippo. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel at Flippin Hippos. Let's talk about the summer slowdown. So I've been saying in my videos for a couple of weeks now how to stay motivated, how to keep your head up, keep listing, keep sourcing, keep doing everything that you've always done to keep your sales from plummeting exponentially. You don't really want to affect your bottom line. And I've also been talking about ways to offset that summer slowdown. Now that's really only for clothing resellers and used clothing at that. I think that everyone experiences somewhat of a slowdown at this time of year, but used clothing resellers really feel it the most. So I've been talking about ways to stay motivated, things you can do to source different items and find different things that you can put in your store to keep from losing sales. Summer slowdown is a thing. I've been hearing a lot of people saying that summer slowdown is not real, it's not a thing. They must be one of those fortunate few that have items in their store that they sell all year long or are needed in the summer. And that's great for them. But not everyone has access to those types of items. Not everyone has a wholesale connection. Not everyone sells things that are average sale price of $50 and up. Like, we all have to sell what is available to us in our area. And if you have a line on something that you can sell all year long for really high sale prices, that's great. But that's not everybody. The biggest thing we have access to where we're at is used clothing. It's cheap. The cost of goods is extremely low. We're paying 99 cents and less for everything. And it's, for us, easy to list, fast to list. It's how we built up our store. So that's what we do. And then in the summer, sales slow down. It is a real thing for clothing resellers. And as I've been saying to you guys, there's ways around that. You can get hard goods from yard sales, electronics, all these great things you can do. Just keep listing, keep going. I know a lot of people disagree with that philosophy as well. Keep listing and you'll sell more. But logically, it makes sense. For one thing, the more you list, the more active you are on eBay. Cassini likes an active store. So if your store is active, you're going to show up in search results. And it's also logical for the second point, the more items that you have in your store on eBay, the bigger your net gets, right? So if you have 100 items, you're less likely to sell than if you have 1,000. The bigger your net, the more fish you're going to catch. That's just the bottom line. The more items that you have, the more likely you are to sell more. And it's not just for eBay. So if you want to spread your net really, really, really wide and catch all the fish, then you get your listings up on eBay so you have a good amount there, and then you diversify onto other platforms. Now you're spreading your net out and you're catching more fish. Listing more to sell more is very logical. The bottom line of most businesses is you've got to spend money to make money. Now, I'm not saying to go out there and keep sourcing and buying things until you're broke and you don't have any money and you can't pay your bills and you're eating rice out of a bowl with a plastic spoon that you stole from Taco Bell. Use your capital wisely. Take the money you make and reinvest it into your store. And do it wisely. Make sure that you are taken care of and your business is taken care of and your family is taken care of. Don't go out and willy-nilly spend tons of money and run yourself into debt. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when you make a profit, when you have the capital, when you have the investment, go source items and put them in your store. Or diversify the items you already have and spread them out. If you really are in a tight spot and you don't have money to source, you can always end listings on eBay and relist them, or you can go in and move your photos around, tweak your descriptions, change the keywords in your titles. These are all things that still keep your store active, and Cassini will see it as activity. So if you're really in a tight spot and you can't source, or you can't be spending a lot of money to get a lot of items in, you can still go in on the back end, play around with your listings. Maybe you end a couple and restart them. If you already have a large amount listed, of course, every day you're going to have the unsolds that you can bulk back into your store, sell similar, and Cassini sees that as new listings. And then you can start taking your items and cross-posting them to other platforms. You're still spreading your net out and you're still keeping your store active. that being said, I wanted to say that last year, honestly, Keith and I didn't feel the summer slowdown. But to be fair, we were new. So we actually started in April of last year. And as the summer wore on, we were still building our business. So we honestly didn't feel the slowdown because we were building our listings. And luckily enough for us at the same time that we were still building our business and building our store to the 2,000 listings that we wanted and now have, it was the same time as yard sales. So we were listing clothes last summer, but not as much as we've listed since, like say last September until now. We still were going out and sourcing clothes, but not that much. Most of what we built up last summer were things we found at yard sales. So we saw our sales last summer go up and up and up as the summer wore on. From the end of May until the beginning of September, we did nothing but grow. But we were still growing. Now, I could tell you this year that we honestly have seen the summer slowdown. Because after yard sale season was over here in Pittsburgh, we spent the fall into the winter utilizing what's around us. Like I said before, you got to source what's available to you. And we went out on all the 99-cent days. We went to the bins. We got a lot of clothes. We built our listings up for clothes. And through fourth quarter, things were really great. Into first and second quarter, things kept growing. I mean, we have not had a real slowdown since last October. We had a really horrible one in October. We had this week where like the bottom fell out of our store, and it was ridiculous. Because by the end of the summer, like I said, we had spent growing. We were selling... Every day we were selling more items or more money worth of items. And then there was just this week in October where it dipped so far down and we never could figure out what happened that week. It was only 1 week. We did everything that we knew to do to pick things back up. And then by that next weekend, our sales went up again. It may have just been one of those things. It's online sales, guys, ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster. But ever since then, since October, we have grown. We have not dipped. We have not, we have days that go up and down. I will say that. So we do have days where we sell 15 and then days where we sell 4 and then 7 and then 10. But overall, at the end of each week and the end of each month, we are growing. We are selling more items and we are selling higher priced items. Our average sale price has risen to a higher amount. So since we started, we have done nothing but go up. But recently, in the past couple of weeks, we have definitely seen a nosedive. So, not a nosedive. I mean, we're still doing pretty good. But we're doing less than we were and less than we should be, technically speaking, with the amount of items we have in the store. So, this year we have definitely seen the summer slowdown. We didn't see it last year. We were new. We were still building. Like, if you look at our numbers on the screen, we're down 12% right now. That little part in your seller hub that tells you compared to the last 30 days, we're actually in the red. It's down like 12.5% from the last 30 days. We are down that hard, guys. But then if you go over to the part where it compares you to this time last year, we're up 180%. So we've obviously grown since this time last year. We're doing 180% better than we did last year. But in comparison to the last 30 days or the last 60 days, we're definitely doing less. And that just tells us that we've got to chill on the clothes. We've got to pull back on the clothes a little bit and do more yard sales and find stuff. I mean, and the stuff we're finding at yard sales, you guys, flips overnight or close to overnight. Our Nerf guns went overnight. One of our DSs went overnight. We've already had an offer on the other DS, I believe. So these are things that you can be getting in there, and they have a really good return of investment too, because most times people are going to give you things at yard sale for really cheap prices. So if you get a DS for a couple of bucks and you're flipping it for 40, 60, that's a lot of profit after cost of goods, shipping and fees, of course, that you can reinvest into the store, go back out to the yard sales and get more. I wouldn't say stop with the clothes. I would just say slow down with the clothes. I would just pull back on the clothing. Still list it, but list less of that and more of the other stuff that you're finding at the yard sales, and balance it out that way so that you're listing doesn't drop. You're listing the same amount, but you're listing more variety, more different things. And like I said, if you're hurting for money, do not put yourself in debt. Play in the back end, change your keywords, mess around with your titles and stuff like that, and then just diversify or whatever you have to do to cast your net bigger. If you have the capital and you're making the profit, then I would obviously suggest going out every week into your yard sales and your estate sales. See what you can find there and still put your clothes in the store. Now, speaking of clothing selling, I also wanted to briefly touch upon out of season stuff is still flipping in our store, guys. We're still selling at least 1 to 2 pairs of jeans every single day, even the mall brands. The good brands are going too. We're still selling pretty regularly sweaters, windbreakers, other kinds of pants. So not that I would suggest going out and sourcing for coats and jeans and winter items now. I would definitely advise that everybody be looking for tank tops, swimsuits, and shorts. Those are going well for us too. But if you had stuff in your store that you think is out of season, don't pull it. Don't take it down. Leave it there. It may flip. It may not. But the thing is, if you take all of your out of season stuff out, you're dropping your number down, and that goes right back to what I said. The more listings you have, the more you're going to sell, the more people are going to see your stuff. So leave your out of season stuff in your store. Don't take it down. And then just add your summer stuff and your yard sale stuff to it, because it will sell. I mean, somebody somewhere is cold when you're hot, and somebody somewhere is hot when you're cold. I've sold Christmas stuff every month of the year. I find really cool Christmas stuff at like church rummage sales in the summer, and I just list it in July and August. People buy it. And we have never like taken stuff down for being out of season. When we hit the end of the summer last year, all the way through like November, I was still selling swimsuits, and the rest of them I just had to eventually throw on auction to get rid of, like in January. But the more expensive, really good ones went through the summer and the fall. And like I said, even now we're still every day selling sweaters and jackets and jeans. Oh my! And I sold the Halloween shirt that was in my what sold on eBay video. So if it's already in your store, leave it there. I wouldn't suggest going out to source for winter clothes right now. I would suggest looking for your summer clothing, your sunglasses, your beach towels, anything people are looking to take on vacation, and of course your hard goods from yard sales. But it will still go. So I like a lot of people in their out of season stuff, and that's not something I'm on board with, because it might still sell. You don't know. If it's not listed, it's not going to sell. If it is listed, it might sell. And then just the very last point of this video, it has been brought to my attention that if you are a public figure on social media or YouTube and you get upset with eBay and you rant, that means that you are angry with eBay? I don't know. I got some negative blowback from my Dear eBay, You Are Not Amazon video. If you haven't seen it, I'll put it down below if you're curious. And I did. I ranted and I was upset. And you guys, that doesn't mean I hate eBay. It doesn't mean I'm leaving eBay. It doesn't mean I'm telling you guys to do it. You guys know that I always say, keep your head up, stay motivated, every day be a better you than you were yesterday. Stay on eBay. Keep going. I'm not a negative person, but I'm also not a naive person. So I notice what's going on around me, and I get upset. I'm human, and just because I make like a rant on eBay doesn't mean I'm a whiny baby, or I need to leave and I don't know how to run a business, or I hate eBay, whatever people said. And these weren't comments on the actual video itself, you guys. You guys know that I hold my comments back for approval before I put them on, for many different reasons. The biggest one actually is to keep me organized, because once I approve a comment, then I respond to it, and it keeps me organized. I know that anything in the unapproved is something I haven't responded to yet, so I can approve it, respond, approve it, respond. I get a good system going. It keeps me organized. I don't miss anybody's comments. I know I'm responding to everybody. That is the #1 reason. And it's not so much to censor or keep people from saying rude things. If you want to say rude things, most likely I'll approve it. Won't respond to you, but I'll approve it. Yeah, so I do keep mine back, but only for organizational purposes. I am very, very, very OCD and organized, and I have to have a system for everything and an organization for everything, and that's just how I choose to do my comments. So this blowback I'm talking about didn't come through on the comments on the video. Actually, I've only withheld 2 comments ever, and they're still sitting there. One was kind of just begging me to Skype with this guy, and then the other one was kind of rude, and I'm just kind of holding on to it because if I get any more rude ones, I might actually do like a Hippo hate, like Star reads her rude comments, kind of like that. What's that show where they read their mean tweets? So yeah, I mean, it's kind of mean, it's kind of funny, and I actually have like some clever comebacks. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit on those, and if I get enough hate, we might start doing Hippo hate videos where I get to read my mean comments and we can have fun with it. But anyway, I got way off on a tangent there, guys. So sorry. And now my throat's dry, so not only did I tangent and talk about stuff that had nothing to do with nothing, now you gotta wait for me to get a drink. Okay, so I'm staying on eBay. Let me make that very clear. Even if free returns do not work out for us and we have to turn them off, even if sales continue to slow down and we continue to cross post and look at other options and venues, we're going to still list on eBay every single day. We're not leaving eBay. We are staying on eBay. I still love eBay. It might be a love-hate relationship, to be honest, but I still love eBay. You guys, it is a platform where you can put your items and they can be seen globally. There's no way you could do that on your own. You could not build up your own website and sell your goods globally. You could do it with Amazon and other platforms, but I'm saying that eBay is one of these platforms where you can put your stuff in, and everyone complains about the fees and stuff. I've never have. I really don't have an issue with their fees. I don't think their fees are high. I don't mind paying them because a brick and mortar would cost a lot more. And to try to build yourself up, you're not going to reach the kind of audience of buyers that you do with eBay. I still love eBay. I get upset with eBay sometimes. I get frustrated with eBay sometimes. And sometimes I get so frustrated and so upset, I need to have a rant. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I love Keith too, but sometimes I'm not happy with him. I love my kids, and sometimes I'm not happy with them. And I don't always have to agree with everything that eBay does, just like I have friends that we have points of view that are different. We don't always agree. Just because I don't 100% agree with eBay and I get upset sometimes or frustrated doesn't mean I don't still want to sell on eBay. It's just like any other relationship, business or personal, in your life. You're gonna have times where you have disagreements or you're frustrated or you're upset, and that is fine. We are all human. I've said it before. I wish I was a Time Lord. I'm not. So I'm human. I am a human and I have emotions, and I will rant sometimes. I'm gonna rant. When I'm upset, I'm gonna rant. When I'm frustrated, I'm gonna rant. When something happens that I think you guys need to know about that I don't agree with, I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm gonna tell you what I feel. I'm gonna tell you what I think. I'm gonna share the good side of reselling, the fun, the money. I'm gonna share the bad side and the ugly side too. Being a reseller is hard, and it is not 100% glamorous money, bling bling, yo. There's sides to this that are very, very hard and taxing and frustrating and scary sometimes and ugly, and I want to share it all with you. I don't just want to share my sales, my good days, my highs, the money we make, or how we have so much capital we can go to VA. I don't want to just show you guys all that. I want to show you 100% the life of a reseller, and it's not always 100% happy and okay with the way things are going. Let me know down below in the comments. What did we talk about? The summer slowdown. Are you feeling the summer slowdown? Are you one of those lucky few who doesn't sell clothing and you're not feeling it? What have you been doing to offset that? Are you casting your net wider? Are you selling different things on eBay? Are you diversifying to different platforms? What are you finding at yard sales? I always love to hear what people find at yard sales. That is like the best part of this job, is the yard sales. And let me know, did you guys sell anything out of season recently? Have you ever before? What is the weirdest thing you've ever sold when it wasn't the time to sell it? And let me just end with, I still love eBay. I love you guys. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate all the views, all the comments. Keith appreciates you guys too. Without you, we would not have a channel. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are at Flippin' Hippos. Until next time, you guys have a good night.